to me, doesn't who pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like if you sit there and you go, oh, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck him, but I fuck this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Believe people play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living.
Tony Yayo just rolled up on Jay Prince and dropped what could be the wildest extortion bomb the hip-hop world's ever seen. Jay Prince tried to pull that so-called check-in move on 50 Cent, but instead of backing down, 50 straight up blew the lid off the whole scheme, practically daring Jay Prince to make a move. What started as some quiet tension just erupted into an all-out street chess match between Houston's street muscle and G-Unit's militant grind. This wasn't just beef anymore. This was personal. But before it got this heated, the smoke had been brewing for years. To really break it down, we gotta rewind to where this all kicked off. Jay Prince, founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, is the blueprint for a street-certified shot caller. He runs Houston like a storm you don't see coming, silent, sharp, and always in control. In his city, respect for Jay Prince isn't asked for, it's automatic. They don't just respect Jay Prince, they fear him. Not because he's loud about it, but because his name has carried heavyweight power for decades. In Houston, if you're an artist sliding through and you don't check in, you might end up leaving without your chain, or not leaving at all. That's where 50 Cent comes in. The one rapper who never played into mob-style games, not from day one. Back in his early grind, he was beefing with Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, and the whole murdering crew. 50's G-Unit empire was built on a militant code, no check-ins, no bowing down, and definitely no paying for someone's so-called protection. That energy set the rules from the jump.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, is they seem to get hung up on that word, checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
So when word started floating that 50 might move to Houston, it wasn't just talk. It was the first spark of a turf war waiting to blow. If 50 Cent rolled into H-Town without checking in with Jay Prince, that's not just a visit. That's a straight-up power collision. And guess what? It went down. At first, their beef was like a long-distance Cold War. 50 was in New York, playing his usual role as the trolling mastermind, while Jay Prince was in Houston, running the city like its unofficial mayor. They threw little shots here and there, but never crossed each other's turf, until 50 casually dropped a bomb on Twitter. I love New York, but I live in Houston now. I'll explain later. Boom, the internet lit up. 50 didn't make that move for clout, he had a master plan. New York taxes were choking his business, so H-Town made sense. Way less tax, way more space, and a hip-hop scene ready to explode. Plus, his Branson Cognac brand needed a southern stronghold, and Houston's liquor game was on fire. 50 came in with a vision, lock into the culture, push his brand, and pump real entertainment money into the city. But here's the problem. He didn't check in. And Jay Prince? He took that as a personal shot. Word in the streets was that Jay felt like 50 was trying to crown himself king without showing the ring any love. Allegedly, he even sent some people to turn up the pressure.
Stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. You know, we all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever, yeah.
But I mean, it's a blessing.
Rumors started flying that he tried to get 50 to cough up cash for street-level protection. But 50? Nah, he wasn't having it. He told his crew straight up, G-Unit rolls with their own muscle, and nobody's extorting them in the name of respect. Things got heated fast. Jay Prince allegedly tried to hit him with a no-fly zone in Houston, basically saying, "You're not welcome here." Let's be real, that trick works on smaller names. 50 turned the whole situation into an Instagram circus. Memes flying, captions dripping with shade, and slick subliminals aimed right at Jay Prince. He clowned the entire mob game vibe and flat out dared Jay Prince to make a move. But while the internet laughed, behind closed doors, things were getting ugly.
What you said? Don't turn me down, bitch. I don't, folks.
Don't turn you down.
Yeah, man. What you on, folks?
What you mean what I'm on?
What you on, nigga? What the deal there? What up?
What up? You want to buy your shit back or what?
You ain't get you flunked out ass little nigga. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb mother. What you got? $20 out of car?
Nah, nigga. You know what we got? Nigga, stop that cap.
Man, crazy as a motherfucker.
Nigga, capping, bro. They gonna believe anything.
50 had been setting up a $20 million G-Unit film and TV studio in Houston, a move that could have brought jobs, internships, and major industry buzz to the city. Then out of nowhere, the whole plan shifted to Shreveport, Louisiana. Official story? Infrastructure was better there, but anyone paying attention knew the real deal. Houston's street politics were boiling over, and 50 wasn't about to waltz with snakes. Here's the twist. Jay Prince may have wanted him gone, but Houston didn't see it that way. By 2022, just 1 year after 50 touched down, the city wasn't just letting him live. They were showing him love and celebrating his presence. The mayor of Houston, Sylvester Turner, didn't just welcome 50 Cent. He handed him a literal key to the city and stamped November 24th as 50 Cent Day during the annual Thanksgiving Day parade. The moment hit like a movie scene, 50 being honored like he was H-Town's own. Turner called him a philanthropist, an entrepreneur, and gave him props for uplifting high schoolers through his G-Unity program. And the crowd went absolutely wild.
I mean, because the little homie young boy place got broke into, people went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right, because they understand that, you know what I mean, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce.
50 stood on that float like he'd been born and bred in the H, and he didn't stop there. Through his G-Unity Foundation, he poured back into the city in a major way. Turkey drives, toy giveaways, school donations, the works. He even teamed up with the Houston Rockets, Texans, and Astros through his Sire Spirits brand. In 2023 alone, he dropped a jaw-dropping $850,000 worth of toys into the community. In 2024, 50 wasn't slowing down. He helped raise a massive $500,000 for the Houston Children's Charity. The man came in and started running up numbers like he'd been planted there for years. At one event, he auctioned off 2 giant bottles of his Le Chemin du Roi champagne, pulling in $500,000 by himself, and the entire night ended up stacking $6 million for the cause. Meanwhile, word is Jay Prince was allegedly watching all this like a dethroned king. The man who once ran Houston from the shadows now had to see another figure celebrated in broad daylight. Then came Tony Yayo, G-Unit's loudest voice, stepping onto Vlad TV to break it all down. He made it clear why they never played the check-in game. According to Yayo, the whole check-in system is just a slick way to line rappers up for extortion. You check in, pay up, or risk getting robbed.
I don't want no friends. I don't want no new relationships. All that. Hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty around me you could call. I ain't nigga. It's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity. None of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on them keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway.
Jay Prince built his whole image on the idea that he's protecting artists who touched down in Houston, crowning himself the king of H-Town and running this so-called friendly system called checking in. Sounds harmless, until you realize it's basically a dressed-up extortion hustle. The unspoken rules? If you're an artist coming through, you're expected to check in with Jay Prince and pay your respects, which in street talk means open your wallet. Supposedly, it's to keep you safe and make sure if your chain disappears, it magically comes back. But skip the check-in, and things can get real ugly. Yayo even brought up Pop Smoke's death as a warning. When artists don't secure themselves or they lean too hard on street alliances, they become open targets. He made it crystal clear. Street protection always comes with strings attached, and if trouble pops off, no one's really there to save you. Plus, all these mob ties and gangster links. According to Yayo, that's the kind of heat that eventually brings the feds crashing in. This ain't the 90s anymore.
They're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the...
When you start talking mafia-style extortion and artists getting lined up, you're talking RICO charges waiting to drop. Yayo said it straight. G-Unit wasn't playing that game. They'd rather stay dangerous and self-reliant than owe favors to street dudes with hidden agendas. And this is where the story turns grim. NBA YoungBoy pulled up to Houston on business, refused to check in, and suddenly his spot gets hit. Chains gone, cash gone, car keys gone, just like that. Then, out of nowhere, J Prince pops up on Instagram acting like the hero, claiming he got YoungBoy's stuff back. But YoungBoy wasn't buying it. He clapped back hard, saying if Prince was really trying to help, he wouldn't be out here broadcasting it on Instagram like a 60-year-old clout chaser. They dragged J Prince for acting like he's still running the streets, saying real OGs uplift. They don't extort. And if you're still out here playing mob boss in your 60s, that's not power, that's failure. Then there's the dice games, J Prince's second favorite hustle next to intimidation. These high-stakes matches are Houston legend, but not for the reasons you think. For years, whispers have circled that they're nothing more than slick setups to line rappers up. And the most heartbreaking example? Takeoff. We all remember, Takeoff's life was cut short after one of these games spiraled into gunfire. But the street talk says it wasn't random.
Nothing should have happened. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, you know, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, you know what I mean, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody.
Rumor has it, J Prince was salty that Takeoff and Quavo didn't check in right, so he allegedly told his crew to teach them a lesson. It was supposed to be minor, just a scare. But it turned deadly. Takeoff never made it home, and in the aftermath, J Prince dodged accountability like a pro. Every time it's brought up, he deflects, mumbles, and tries to downplay the whole thing. He basically admitted to destroying evidence. And here's the kicker. Takeoff wasn't the only one caught in the crossfire of these street games. Remember Duke the Jeweler? Won $100,000 in a dice game, probably feeling like it was the best night of his life. But before he could even reach his car, he was ambushed, robbed, and tragically killed. Just like that, another talented black man gone. Over what? Rigged games and a crooked code of honor. Now line that up next to 50 Cent, the man building community centers, feeding families, and pouring millions back into the city. There's no debate about who's really doing more for Houston. One is building a legacy. The other is keeping the streets in a chokehold with old school fear tactics. And here's the twist. 50's trolling days aren't just for laughs anymore. Word is, he's allegedly stacking up receipts and collecting evidence. Word on the street is 50's been moving in silence, talking to people behind the scenes, stacking proof that this whole check-in system is nothing but a polished-up extortion racket. He's even dropped little hints that the feds might be circling. And if that's true, it's game over. 50 plays chess, not checkers, and he never bluffs. Sure, he's posting memes now, but behind closed doors. He could be piecing together a legal hit, saving every receipt for the ultimate takedown. One post, one leak, one federal tip, and J Prince's entire reign could crumble overnight. One man might have the streets, but the other has the city. 50 didn't just move to Houston. He planted his flag, got celebrated by the mayor, and built programs that actually helped the people. Now the so-called check-in empire might be gasping its last breath. So who's really running H-Town? The street boss in the shadows, or the man holding the key to the city? Drop your thoughts below. Is 50 crossing the line, or is he the hero hip-hop needed to expose its darkest politics? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and tap the bell, because, trust me, the next chapter in this saga gets even messier.